So if you want to be making a scalable full-time income online in 2025, you've probably wondered, is Etsy actually worth your time? In this video, I'm going to share my brutally honest opinion after selling on Etsy for over 3 years now, because guys, a lot has changed. We're going to discuss the realistic expectations of making money on Etsy. We'll also discuss, is it the best platform to sell online on, whether you've already got an Etsy shop or you're looking at just getting started. And I also want to discuss some of the most common drawbacks that you hear about Etsy so that you can make your own mind up to determine if it is right for you. So let's start with some stone cold facts here. So the number of active buyers on Etsy has been increasing year on year, finishing with over 95 million, believe it or not, in 2024. So we can compare this to the 310 million on Amazon and 132 million on eBay. So Etsy does appear to be the lowest of the three here. However, comparatively, Etsy has a total of only 5.6 million sellers, whereas eBay has a whopping 18.1 million sellers, and Amazon has 9.7 million sellers, but surprisingly only 2 million active sellers. And now I personally think Amazon's got a lot lower active sellers because, guys, you know it, I know it. Amazon is dominated by much bigger brands. Like on Etsy, you don't have the massive brands that you have on Amazon. And so these brands on Amazon just dominate the marketplace so much more. So to me, eBay straight off the bat is the least viable option for us because it's got the most active sellers, but only a very medium amount of active buyers on the platform. So yeah, I think if you're going to choose an online sales marketplace to sell on in 2025, I think you've got two major comparisons here. It's going to be Amazon or Etsy. Either one of them, I think you'll do just fine with. However, when we actually start to dive into how user-friendly these platforms are to sell on in 2025, things do get a little bit more interesting. Now, I just want to say this up front, straight from the start. Etsy is undoubtedly one of the easiest places that you can set up an online business and start to sell on. You can open a shop, get it all set up within under an hour, guys. This is not a joke. You can very easily do it. And it pairs so easily with very low startup cost business models, such as digital products, print on demand, drop shipping. These are all very viable business options that you can start very easily on Etsy. And guys, I'm sure if any of you are already selling on Etsy in any of these business models, I know that you're going to agree with me. And I just think it's so much more time and cost effective to do one of these businesses on Etsy versus setting up a website on Shopify or Squarespace or whatever, and then having to build the website out, build up your traffic funnels, build up the traffic sources, create whole ad campaigns, social media campaigns to actually get traffic, or even comparatively speaking with the very complex Amazon product listing procedures. Not only that, even just getting verified to sell on Amazon can be quite a challenge sometimes. Whereas Etsy, I think the whole premise of it is that it's a very easy platform to use and get started on. And so I know this is something you guys all want to know now. Is Etsy actually a realistic platform to earn a realistic, not just part-time, but full-time income on? And again, realistically, how long could it take to earn that part-time or full-time income? And so I want to show you some examples here of some realistic incomes that I've earned myself personally on Etsy. So this is my own personal figures from my first 6 months on Etsy. As you can see, things did go extremely well for me. Even having earned over 24K English or around 30K US dollars in a month on the platform. However, I'm not just going to be one of those other YouTubers that say you're going to be earning this within the first few months on the platform, okay? Whilst, yeah, this is obviously possible, I do want to clarify it and say I genuinely don't think it is a realistic goal. I don't think that you should go into Etsy with figures like this as a realistic mindset, to be honest. What I would say is more realistic, however, is I think it's very possible to go from, say, just, a few $100 or even zero sales, to be honest, on Etsy, just starting out, to a few $1,000s income on a monthly basis within, say, your first 6 months of selling on Etsy. I think that's very realistic. And I just want to show you here something I did with a smaller shop that I made last year, originally just as a little side project, just to create a YouTube video of. I haven't put much time into it, to be honest, but you can see the revenue figures here. This is a print on demand business model, fully remote with around 30 to 40% profit margins. And I did a whole video breaking all of this down for you guys on my channel. And yeah, I think you can see the income is pretty reasonable for not much effort and not much time. And also, guys, to be transparent, another thing that I do is obviously one-to-one Etsy coaching. So I do have the privilege of working with lots of Etsy sellers. So I do see the behind the scenes stats of their Etsy shops. So I probably do have a good idea of what's realistic realistic on Etsy, more so than most. And again, I have genuinely seen some of you guys go from almost nothing on Etsy to over 4 figures a month, occasionally even over 5 figures a month in not much time at all. So guys, I think it is as possible as it ever has been in 2025 to earn a solid income on Etsy and eventually even build it up to become that full-time income that I know we're all after. And guys, if this is something that you are actually seriously looking to do yourself, then again, one thing I love to do is work directly with you guys, whether you're just getting started or whether you've got an Etsy shop already, help you scale it, take it to the next level, actually make it end up producing you a full-time income. That's always the goal. So if you see value in working alongside someone who has been there and done it before, not just myself, but also with the clients I've worked with, then there's going to be a link in the video description. It's just to a free consultation call, 15 minutes. We'll see if we're a good fit to work together. If it's something that you think would be of value to you, then the option's there. But moving on to another big discussion point to consider if Etsy is still worth your time in 2025. And this is, of course, increased market saturation. And will it actually lead to lower sales? So yeah, look, there are more sellers joining Etsy and selling on the platform year on year. And there are indeed some markets on Etsy that you could be selling in that without question are extremely saturated. However, one thing that I absolutely love about Etsy is that it is a visual search marketplace. And so items that are presented visually very well can be promoted right next to much bigger items and bigger shops that have made tons of sales on the platform. So yeah, guys, if you're on Etsy and you're trying to sell just any old common item and you're not taking much effort and care into how you list and how you visually market that item, then yeah, it's going to be very hard for you. There's no getting around that, okay? It's going to be very hard for you to rank and for you to get seen, no question. However, if you do put the effort in to sell unique products that there's not many of on the marketplace that really stand out, you know, sell products that customers actually want, that they can't really get anywhere else, and you visually market them to an exceptionally high standard, then I promise you guys, you will make sales, whether you're a brand new shop, a shop that's only been going for a year, or obviously a more established shop. It works, okay? And this chance is even further increased on Etsy if you start running even just some very low budget Etsy ads. So when you're looking at products on Etsy, if you see any product that's got the little promoted icon next to it, then this is being pushed up in the algorithm because of Etsy ads. And you can see a lot of the time it takes items from very new shops, you know, even items that have just been listed and puts them right alongside some top selling, best selling items on Etsy. And Etsy really do want to give new sellers a chance. And guys, I always say this, Etsy is an algorithmic search based marketplace. It's algorithmic. If you do things right, then you will make sales on Etsy. There is no question. And the bottom line is, if you're selling a product or you have a store full of products and you are not making sales, but there is another store out there which is selling, say, the same products as you, then the only difference is they are just doing things better than you. And we need to learn from the stores that are doing things better than us. And over time, if we keep doing things right and we keep doing things better than other stores, then we will be put in that position of being promoted higher and, of course, getting more traffic and making more sales. Honestly, guys, Etsy is so worth it in 2025. And sometimes you just need to know the knowledge to actually allow you to take action and spend your time going in the right direction and moving things forward in the right way, because the proof that Etsy works and that people make sales and a full-time income on Etsy, it's all around you. And if you actually wanted some of that knowledge on how to get more sales on Etsy that's going to set you apart from the competition, then guys, I recommend you to check out this video. I've broke everything down in as much detail as I possibly can. But otherwise, just want to say I love all of you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching this video. It means the world. Take good care of yourself, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers, guys.